Imagine you morphed Cheez-Its in a delicious buttery shortbread cookie. That's what we're doing today. Welcome back to Paul and Benny. I'm Paul and it's National Cheese Day. We're super happy that Jim from Jim's Kitchen has invited us to collaborate with him to celebrate Cheese Day because we both love cheese.
Well, hey there, I'm Jim and I love cheese.
So when you finish watching this video, be sure you go check out his delicious cheese bread recipe on his channel. And thanks for the invite, Jim. So let's get started on these delicious buttery cookies. They're not sweet, they're a savory cookie, so they're perfect with a bowl of soup, a salad, and at the end, I'm going to show you how to give them this perfect texture. Starting off by shredding a 6-ounce block of Sharp Cheddar cheese. And it seems like whenever there's cheese to be grated, someone wants to know if they can use the bagged, already shredded cheese. And that's fine for some things, but it does have that coating on it. I'm sure you've heard that 100 times, which keeps it from sticking together. And it's true. And in this recipe, you want the cheese to stick together. You literally don't want anything coating it, separating it. We're going to want the cheese to break down so it's almost not even pieces of cheese anymore. And it doesn't take long to grate the cheese, you guys. I'm timing this right now. Look, I'm well over halfway done with my chunk of cheese. And I just want to show you how quick it goes. I'm not fast forwarding this part of the video at all. This is in real time. And to make sure you don't break, a knuckle, when you get down to a little nub like that, you stop and enjoy a treat. That was 51.6 seconds. Guys, you don't need shredded cheese to save 51 seconds. I promise. You'll be all right. And I'll put this grater in some warm water right now so it's no mess to clean up. And then I'm putting a stick of butter into my stand mixer. It's not even really enough to do anything. I mean, you kind of have to scrape the bottom a lot because there's just not enough butter in there to get mixed up very well. But you need to beat it for a minute or two until it starts to lighten up. It's been sitting out on the counter since last night, so it's super soft, but it's not melty at all. After you beat your butter until it's lighter in color, we're going to add our shredded cheese. We're going to do it all at once. And we're going to mix it a good 3 or 4 minutes until you don't see the long shreds of cheese anymore. You want to see some little bits of cheese, but mostly the cheese and the butter should become one. And save that piece of parchment paper. You're going to need it in just a few minutes. I'm adding in a ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add in a ½ teaspoon, you could do up to a teaspoon depending how you feel about it, of thyme leaves. They're dried. And then I'm doing some black pepper and some paprika. All of this is optional. You could do dried sage, you could do garlic powder, you could do fresh herbs if you want. Just be sure you triple the amount you put in. But I like dried because we're going for a cookie that doesn't have any liquid added to it. I don't want to introduce any moisture. So I'm fine with dried herbs here. And I'm just going to let this go for a few minutes. And look at the mixture already. If you decide you didn't want to make shortbread cookies, you could spread that on some bread, put it under the broiler. It would be delicious. I'm adding my flour here, and I'm learning how to record myself using the stand mixer. So I'm trying not to get the flour all in one clump, and one day I'll be good at this, or Benny will be here to record. But until then, this is going to work. So we're going to turn the mixer on, and we're going to mix it just until the flour is incorporated. I believe mine went about 45 seconds, and the flour was completely mixed in. And after that, stop. You'll see it comes together really nicely, and if you made it this far, you're halfway done with the cookies. Super easy. There's the parchment paper. I said don't get rid of it. You're going to need it again. So we're going to put our dough out on here, and we're going to form it into a log. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'm shooting for about 6 inches because I want to get 12 cookies out of this batch. So just think way back what it was like to play with Play-Doh, and you've already got the skills to do this. You're going to do just fine. I want round edges because I want a round cookie as much as possible, and just kind of pack it together the best you can. Once you got a brick, it's easy to take the paper and just wrap it around, kind of smooth it out. And we're going to wrap it into a tight little bundle. Just roll it up in your paper. And we're going to twist both ends. I don't know if any of you ever had those Brock's candies. I don't know if they still make them, but they were caramels. And they were all different flavors. There was like a little ribbon of flavor in the middle, but the ends were twisted. They're like in a foil paper, just like this. It's exactly what it reminds me of. And this is going to go in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes of chilling, we're going to unwrap our beautiful log of cheddar cheese dough. And it's surprisingly not as firm as you would think. Like, it's not hard like a stick of butter or a block of cheese. It's still very moldable, but it's pretty cool to the touch. I'm just going to roll it back and forth, get rid of any like square corners or edges on it. So it's fairly round shape. And I'm going to cut it into 12 pieces. And my dad always says, if my hillbilly arithmetic is correct, and then he gives the figures. So I need to cut it in half, and then each of those pieces in half, and then each of those pieces into 3 pieces. Because 3 times 4 is 12? Yes, it's 12. In just a second, I'm going to show you how we're going to kick these cookies up a notch. That's hard to say, kick these cookies up a notch. But before that, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting this channel. All of our new subscribers, welcome. It's so exciting to see so many new people watching the videos every week. We're glad you're here, and we thank everyone that's been sharing and liking and commenting. You guys have been amazing to us, and we're so excited to grow this channel with you. I don't want to put these too close together because they're going to spread a little bit. So I'm going to do 2 separate pans just to make sure they all have enough room of their own to can get crispy around the edges. To ensure uniform shape and thickness, I want them all to bake and get done at the same time. I'm going to take a heavy glass and just give them a gentle press. So they're going to spread out a little bit, and they're all going to be the same height. It's going to make them look nice, but I also don't want a cookie that's too thick. I want it light and crispy and airy. I don't want like a doughy crumble cookie. Crumble, is that what they're called? Yeah, that's not what we're going for. We're going for something nice and delicate. I told you we were going to kick them up a notch. So I'm taking some of my Everything Bagel Seasoning, and I'm putting it in a little dish, and I'm just going to take my cookies and press the top of it gently into them. I don't want to squish the cookie, but I want a little, seasoning crust on top. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know why that looks like birdseed to me. I'm not going to do it to all of them, but about half the cookies are going to have an extra little something on top. Now this tray of cookies is going back into the refrigerator for 30 minutes before we pop it in the oven. The finished product came out so attractive. I love the way they look. But I made 2 batches of cookies, and I want to show you the difference between the 2. They have different textures, different consistencies. But I want to get them onto a cooling rack after they set up for about 3 minutes, just so the back stays nice and crispy. And look. That's how crispy you want your cookies to be. And if you look at the fronts, they look at the same, but look at the backs. That's how you want your cookies to look, like the ones on the right. They're gonna be nice and crispy and crackly. Those ones on the left, it's just not done enough. These crisp shortbread cookies, they're buttery, they're crunchy, they're salty, they're cheesy. This will go great with a bowl of tomato soup. As always, we're grateful for delicious, easy to make recipes. And of course, we're grateful for Cheez. We're grateful for you watching.